glad to have you along on the third annual Microsoft Small Business Summit. We're bringing you small business inspiration and a lot of information. Dynamics GP is Microsoft's flagship product for small and growing businesses that are looking for a full-function business management application that can be implemented very quickly. This allows your employees to become more productive at a faster rate, and who wouldn't just love that? To tell us more about these helpful tools, I'd like to introduce Rich Miller, who is Senior Product Marketing Manager for Dynamics GP. Quite a title there. You got it out. Perfect. Yeah. And Trevor Gilchrist, a Dynamics GP Technology Specialist. Welcome to both of you. Rich, let's start with you.
Yeah.
So tell us why a small or growing business would be interested in this accounting system.
Yeah. The first thing you have to realize here is Dynamics GP is really a full functionality business management system. Financial management is part of it, but you also have supply chain, you have HR, you have manufacturing. This is something you can run your entire organization on very, very efficiently. It's really built on 4 strengths, and Trevor's going to touch on some of these as he gets into his demonstrations. Number 1 is it's familiar. When you look at it, it looks like Explorer. You'll notice the integration into Office. The other thing is that it puts all the information at your fingertips. You'll be able to make better decisions more quickly, right? The other thing is it will get your people more productive more quickly than other applications that are out there too. You're going to see a role-based interface, and in that role-based interface, if you're a purchasing person, you'll see the data that's most relevant to you. You don't have to search around for the data that's more relevant to you. And then finally, what you'll find in this application is that right out of the box, it'll do some amazing things, which means your implementation time is shorter. The time to realize value off of the application is shorter also.
All right, so let's take a tour. Trevor, you're the man.
All right,
okay,
great.
So let's go.
So as Rich said, Dynamics GP actually ships with 20 pre-configured out-of-the-box role-based home pages. Now these are examples are accounting manager, purchasing clerk, payroll administrator. An example here that we're going to look at today is Phyllis. So we're looking at Phyllis's home page, and Phyllis is the accounting manager.
She's a great employee, by the way.
Absolutely. Fantastic accounting manager. It truly reflects the way that she works every day. So the first area that might catch your eye on this home page is the Outlook information down on the lower left. So the home page is focused on individuals who spend a great deal of their time in Dynamics GP. So because of that, surfacing their inbox and schedules on the home page is very important. So next place you'll look at maybe is the quick links. So the quick links, as an accounting manager, Phyllis is responsible for multiple business processes. So those specific tasks are located in the quick links section. So instead of walking through all the menu structure to find a particular process, she's simply a single click away. So for an example here, Phyllis does all of the transactional posting for her company. So we can see that she's got a link in here to something called master posting, which gives her one-click access into that function so that she can efficiently get that completed. So one of the more powerful features we'll move up into is the to-dos area. So in the to-dos area hosts up some powerful features such as reminders, and it lets it surfaces some key data for Phyllis so that she can respond to that key data without needing to dig through the system. So an example here is she's got one-click access to the 3 customers that are over their credit limit. So
my name's not in there.
She can go in and she can actually find the detail on those 3 customers and see exactly who they are, the phone numbers, contact information, and be able to drill into those. Next year, let's have a quick look at the metrics. So we know that users they want visual comparisons of data. So
that always helps.
With the metrics, we can see some of these charts and graphs and available to Phyllis in her particular role. So she can select any charts that are important to her. So she could choose to look at the receivables aging or the payables aging and get a good visual cue of what's going on in that particular area. And lastly is My Reports. So Phyllis has one-click access to any reports that she has in her My Reports or her favorites list, basically. And this is dynamic, so it continuously surfaces up the top 10 reports to her homepage that she runs at any one point in time throughout the day.
So it's tailored just for her and what she needs to do.
Just for her role, yeah.
All right, the other big challenge for growing businesses is reporting. So this system also addresses that as well.
Absolutely, great point. So Dynamics GP actually ships with 200 pre-configured refreshable Excel reports. So in this case here, we're going to have a look at Vince, and he's a sales manager. He's going to pull a top 10 report based on one of the pre-configured reports that ships, and he's going to do some configuration in Excel using all the powerful features of Excel here. Insert a graph, go ahead and use some of the conditional formatting so that he can embed some graphics into the numbers, so that when people visually look at that report, they can absorb the figures much more efficiently. So now this is refreshable, so that when somebody goes in and opens it up 2 weeks later, it refreshes all the data, so that he doesn't have to go and redo all the formatting and send that Excel spreadsheet out.
That's impressive.
Excellent.
I'm not an accountant, but I could be, maybe with this system. Do you think it's possible?
It's possible.
All right, beautiful. So, Rich, before we go, any last-minute advice or last advice for other small business owners who are really looking for just the right accounting tools?
Yeah, I think there are a couple of things to consider. Number one, what you want to do is stick around for the next hour, because you're going to find a couple of things in the next session. You're going to see a real customer using the tool, and you're also going to learn about some ways that we can work with partners that will work with you to get this thing implemented for a fraction of the cost. But before we get to that, the other thing I wanted to touch on real quick is process automation, which is another big pain point that you see in a lot of small businesses.
I bet Trevor can talk to us about that.
Yeah, they're starting to grow. Their processes are getting stretched, and if they can automate those processes, the efficiencies are just
wonderful. Look, he's smiling. He can't wait to go.
Absolutely.
All right, Trevor,
I'm eager.
tell us about that one.
All right, so let's look at actually the PO process automation here. So there's a purchase order that we're going to pull up, an existing PO that Alicia, the purchasing agent, has actually entered already. And so it's PO 2120, and she's been able to put in some comments around the purchase order approval. So when she asks for it to be approved, she can ask whoever it is, the purchasing manager, which is now Phyllis, to please approve this. She can put an escalation on it if she needs to. And that's going to go ahead and prompt an email actually to Phyllis, the next level person in the approval process. So let's go over to Outlook here and have a look at Phyllis, what she's going to see. So she gets an email here that actually has some high-level information on the PO, and she can see some of the comments that they had put in. She can also drill into all of the detail behind that PO. So in other words, if she needs to see all the line items that maybe the computers or whatever that they ordered, she can see that all without being a Dynamics GP user. She can simply drill into a web-based browser, and then she can approve that directly through Outlook.
So everybody's connected, but they're also in their
connected.
area of specialty.
Exactly.
So it's just a beautiful system for people who are growing, and they need all these people to be doing what they need to do in their specific areas.
Exactly. And in the theme of growth, this is a scalable thing. You will never outgrow it.
Wow, wonderful news.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Rich.
No problem.
Thank you to you, Trevor, for the great demonstration. And if you'd like to know more information about Dynamics GP, just go to this website, Microsoft.com/smallbusiness.